It was the Matrix. I mean, are you kidding? Look, it's like there's no question. You could ask me to, you know, play a zero or a one in the Matrix, and I'd be very happy to do it.
And if I
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. Congratulations on the film. It's
Thank
obviously
you.
fantastic.
What
But
did you think of
obviously,
it?
I really enjoyed it. Like, I think it's
That's
super
great.
fun, super accessible. I think it's a really great like re-entry into this world. But
Great.
what was it about getting into the world of the Matrix that offered you something that nothing else ever had before?
It was the Matrix. It's it. I mean, are you kidding? Look, it's like there's no question. You could ask me to, you know, play a zero or a one in the Matrix, and I'd be very happy to do it. But no, honestly, the idea of being a part of such a legacy movie, I remember my childhood self thinking about how the Matrix had sort of shifted pop culture and had shifted the way we saw movies and cinema and our imaginations, and talking about thinking about consciousness and what is reality and what is perceived reality, and just things that you don't really think about very much. And I think the beauty of the movie was that it resonates with so many generations for so many reasons. And to be a part of that, especially to get, have the responsibility of playing such a character that has existed through, the previous matrices, is pretty cool, I would say.
And the other thing that I loved about this movie is that, the Matrix, I think, fits in the original at least with this idea that, it's always us versus the machine of a future that's going to get worse. But I feel like there's an optimism in this movie. And I feel like your character represents a lot of that optimism, like a unity, a possibility for something more. So is that something you really connected with?
Definitely, because I think it's such a reflection of our reality. I mean, look at how you and I are connecting today. It's technology, right? Through this pandemic specifically, and the last decade or so, we've seen how relevant and prevalent technology is becoming in our lives. So I think that was a very cool thing to have happen in this Matrix, was to create a man and machine find peace, and love, um, especially through my character, was just a really great message. And I think that it was very reflective of where we are and what we need as a society today.
Absolutely. What do you find most fulfilling about joining any sort of project, the Matrix or otherwise? Like what do you most, once you go home, once you've completed something, what satisfies you the most about having done it?
I mean, what satisfies you is when people watch it and, they like it. I mean, eventually that's what an artist's job is. I can't create art unless there's someone to appreciate it. So if I'm working on something, it's the greatest satisfaction is when audiences watch it, they appreciate it, they connect with it, and then you have somewhere to build on for the next project you take on and the next one you take on. So each project is an individual journey and an individual sort of step in the ladder towards whatever the larger trajectory of my career would be. But I think the satisfaction definitely comes from, you know people enjoying the work.
Absolutely. The Matrix is obviously, because it is such a landmark film in history and landmark series, it's so poured over. Like, we've thought about the techniques, the storytelling, the philosophies. What was most
Yeah, I know.
remarkable?
It was crazy when people were so curious about what I was playing, and I kept reading all of these fan theories. I used to enjoy it so much. I can't tell you. Like at night, before people found out my character, but at night I would just read Matrix fan theories about who I was playing, and it was really funny how accurate a lot of people were and how completely off base a lot of people were.
What was the most surprising thing about getting into this world and seeing it from the inside?
Just that, people might think that when you watch the movies that, it's this world that's been created, but actually when you're in it, and the energy in the cast and the crew is almost like when you wear your wardrobe, when you put on your makeup, when you become your character and you step on the set, you step onto the world of the Matrix. Like, it's very unlike a lot of film sets I've been on, where it takes a little bit of time, but here the energy of everyone just sort of lets you feel like you've stepped into, you know, a different world, even if you're surrounded by green and blue walls and everything is VFX, but you kind of like, it was very cool. It was very spiritual.
Absolutely. Well, it's fitting for the Matrix. Well, I can't wait for the world to see it. I hope we
Thank
see more
you.
of your character in the future. And it's great talking to you.
Fingers crossed. It's nice to have an Inception.
And if I